My relationship with the fruit flies started because when I was engaged by Kim Walker to play Con Colino in Skipping on Stars. And the scholarship came out of that, really, because I saw the way the young people, they not only did their performance where they had to trust each other, but they also had to continue their studies, their school studies. And they were as devoted to the school studies as they were to the performing. I've never been to school. I've never had a formal education. I grew up in a house of really drunks. My father was black and addicted to cocaine. But I had a friend who learned tap dancing from Hazel Moore. Miss Hazel Moore taught tapping in our house. And she used to teach me the tapping after the class had finished because I couldn't afford to go. And I think, you know, for me, that was the beginning. There were some very kind people in Melbourne, helped me turn my life around. They made it possible for me to have singing lessons with Joan Arnold at the Melbourne Conservatorium. They made it possible for me to learn the piano. And I couldn't have afforded it. I couldn't have afforded to go to the Melbourne Conservatorium. Good heavens. Performing arts saved me from a life of absolute drudgery, and I achieved more than I ever dreamt of. And so part of the Aboriginal culture is I can't die until I give back. And people have asked me about giving back. I said, well, if I was a doctor, I would encourage kids to study medicine. I said, but I'm an actor and dancer and director, and so I encourage kids to do that.
I think one of the reasons Noel was so inspired to set up the Noel Tovey Scholarship Fund for the circus was because he could see what those young artists do on a daily basis in our program. We have 87 full-time students training with us from 8 years old to 18 years old. It's a select entry program. Our intake is young artists from all over Australia that come to train with us here in Albury-Wodonga. And our program is based on high-performance circus training and creative arts and performance training with our own academic school, which allows our young artists that are selected for the circus program to work with some of the world's best trainers and artists in circus arts whilst completing and being absolutely supported in their academic studies.
My name is Freya Edney. I'm 27 years old now, and I was a fruit fly between the years of 2001 and 2007, so I was there for 7 years, and I received the Noel Tovey Scholarship in my final year at Fruit Flies. I grew up in Melbourne originally with my mum, my single parent mum. I was going to classes with Circus Oz every week, and they encouraged me to audition for the Fruities, and I got in, which was really exciting, but it meant that we had to relocate. There was definitely a time there when I was considering not finishing school. At that time in our lives, mine and my mum's lives, it kind of wasn't, you know, it almost would have made more sense for me to just work and be able to earn money. And I guess that scholarship really meant that that weight was just off of our shoulders. I'm so glad that I did finish school and was able to stay for that extra year at Fruit Flies and learn all of that I learned from doing a professional level tour in my last year of school. Since finishing Fruities, I have done a lot of things that kind of easily are explained by just one thing. Basically, I worked for Circa for 7 years, and I've ended up working for Circus Oz again, which is where it all started. So it's all a bit full circle, which is great.
So that's one of the things I feel really proud of as the director of the company, that we have something to offer young people. When they come to the auditions, they show all the skill, they've got all the right traits, all the passion, all the determination, and money doesn't need to be what allows them to do the program.
My name is AJ Soltamakia. I started Fruit Fly when I was 11 years old, and I'm 21 years of age at the moment. So when I was 15, I got the Noel Tovey scholarship, and that was really helpful because I knew that from a young age that I wanted to do this as my profession. So when we got the scholarship, it helped me get through my last couple of years of circus, and then I could move on and turn professional. Since I left the school, I started off with Stunt Lounge, and we did Melbourne Comedy Festival, and then we did Sydney Opera House, and then we went overseas to Cambodia. And then after that I got picked up by Circus 1903, and I've currently been on the road for 7 months now, kind of going everywhere. Been everywhere, all over the world, all over America.
It's such an honour for us to have a scholarship fund in the name of Noel Tovey. And I feel like the scholarship is such a wonderful opportunity for people to support the next generation of circus artists in Australia. It's also an opportunity for us to evolve the art form through our performances and tours, both here in Australia and overseas. And at the core of it, the Noel Tovey Scholarship is an opportunity to transform young people's lives.